Hello everyone, this is Dima and the GT Boxing channel. A major boxing event recently concluded, offering us a bunch of exciting fights. Among those fights were heavyweights, who, by the way, are contenders for a fight against the division's top fighter, the Ukrainian champion, Alexander Usyk. Let's break down who could become the champion's next opponent. Drop a like and subscribe. And now, let's get started. Yes, Alexander Usyk was among the invited guests at the mega event organized by Sheikh Turki Al-Sheikh. The event was also attended by the former British champ Anthony Joshua. But let's get back to the recent fights. In the undercard, Chinese fighter Zhang Zhilei faced German Agat Kabayel. It was quite an interesting bout, where Agat was considered a slight favorite. But the Chinese fighter once again proved that he shouldn't be written off, sending his opponent to the canvas with a counterpunch. However, Kabayel, known for his body punches, forced the Chinese fighter to capitulate in the 6th round. Now, Agat is the interim WBC champion and a contender for Usyk's title. By the way, the championship belt was handed to the winner in the ring by Alexander himself. In the main fight, New Zealander Joseph Parker stepped in as a last-minute replacement for the ailing IBF champion Daniel Dubois. His opponent was Martin Bakole, who frankly looked bad. Overweight, slow, and sluggish. The agile Parker easily dismantled his rival, knocking him out in the 2nd round. Now, Joseph is the interim WBO champion and a contender for a fight against Usyk. Considering the mandatory defenses sequence, Joseph Parker from the WBO is now the top contender to fight the Ukrainian, as the WBC belt was defended less than a year ago in the first Usyk Fury fight. That defense, by the way, was unsuccessful. The Brit lost his title and, along with it, the status of undisputed champion. However, the New Zealander seems inclined to fight Dubois when he recovers, but it's unclear when that will happen, at best, by late spring. And if that's the case, with Usyk aiming for a repeat of his undisputed championship, we may only see him in the ring closer to the end of the year. But is there a possibility that Dubois skips the fight with Parker and immediately fights Usyk for all the belts? We don't know all the contractual details, but I believe that with the backing of the Sheikhs, such a scenario is quite possible. Now, the division's scary boogeyman Martin Bakole, having chosen money, is out of the equation for Usyk's potential opponents. To sum up, there are currently 3 of them: Dubois, Parker, and Kabayel. All 3 have made significant progress in recent years and have shown their full potential. After losing to Usyk in 2023, Daniel seemed to be on the decline and not fighting for a championship title anymore. But that wasn't the case. He quickly scored several victories over decent fighters. First, he handled Jarrell Miller, then defeated the Croatian prospect Filip Hrgović, became the interim IBF champion, and was later promoted to full champion. And the cherry on top was his knockout victory over the British star Anthony Joshua. Impressive. Agat Kabayel is probably the most underrated heavyweight, plus his fights aren't particularly lucrative. Let's start with him going into the fight as an underdog against prospect Arslanbek Makhmudov. He wore him down and forced him to surrender through body punches. Then, again as an underdog, he fought Cuban prospect Frank Sanchez. Once again, he overwhelmed his opponent with body shots, forcing him to take a knee. And now the fight against Zhang. Getting knocked down but still emerging victorious through more body punches. A well-deserved interim WBC champion. And then there's Joseph Parker. In 2022, he faced Joe Joyce, took a lot of punches, and was stopped in the 11th round. It seemed like the end of the road. But that wasn't the case. The New Zealander fought 2 tune-up fights, defeated Canadian Simon Keane, and then went up against Deontay Wilder, making him look helpless and winning on points. Afterward, in a tough fight that included a knockdown, he defeated the Chinese Zhang Zhilei and claimed the interim WBO title. And yesterday, he crushed an unprepared Martin Bakole. Undoubtedly, the priority fight for Usyk remains the one against champion Dubois. The young, explosive Brit is popular with the Saudis, and they would gladly arrange such a fight. If we talk about the fight itself, most likely Usyk will once again take control of the bout, using his mobility and outboxing Dubois with speed. Maybe Daniel will act more aggressively and take more risks, but if he can't catch Usyk with a powerful, precise shot within the first 6 rounds, the fight will again fall under the Ukrainian's control. Probable scenario: Usyk wins on points or by late technical knockout in rounds 10 to 12. If Usyk doesn't want to stay inactive or is forced to make a mandatory WBO title defense against Parker, it's also an interesting fight, but Usyk is even more of a clear favorite here. Parker is a worthy opponent, but Usyk's style is extremely uncomfortable for him. Alexander will work as the aggressor, constantly moving and breaking down his opponent through precision and activity. Parker will likely have competitive moments, but overall, he won't be able to impose his own game. Probable result: Usyk wins by unanimous decision. The third fight in terms of interest and likelihood of happening is against Kabayel. Usyk will most likely take control from the early rounds, outclassing Kabayel with his speed and technique. The German boxer might make the fight competitive in some moments, but he's unlikely to win more than 3 to 4 rounds. Probable result: Usyk wins by unanimous decision. If Kabayel gets tired, Usyk may finish the fight with a technical knockout in rounds 10 to 12. Overall, Kabayel is a decent boxer, but he's not at Usyk's level, and the Ukrainian should confidently win this fight. I'm not even considering fights against MMA fighter Alex Pereira or any exhibition matches. I don't believe they will happen, at least not this year, while Usyk can still perform at a top level in boxing. Whether Dubois and Parker will fight and who will emerge victorious, time will tell. We just have to wait and hope the Ukrainian will get another chance to make a statement and claim the IBF title he's missing. With all due respect to Parker and Kabayel, a rematch with Dubois seems like the last interesting fight of Usyk's career to me. And the organizers of Riyadh Season Boxing probably feel the same way. What are your thoughts on this? Who is most likely to be Usyk's next opponent? And when will that fight take place? Write in the comments. That's all for now. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be the first to watch fresh videos. See you in the next videos.